Slowing down and creating space for reflection is an essential step in finding clarity and purpose. Life today is filled with distractions, notifications, deadlines, obligations, and endless noise vying for your attention. Amid this chaos, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. To rediscover clarity, you must intentionally pause and make room for reflection. This isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Without it, you're just going through the motions, letting life happen to you instead of living with intention. Creating space for reflection requires stepping away from the busyness that dominates your day. It starts with carving out quiet moments where you're not rushing to complete tasks or meet expectations. These moments don't have to be long, but they need to be consistent. Whether it's 10 minutes in the morning, an hour on the weekend, or a quiet walk in the evening, these pauses are opportunities to turn inward. It's in this stillness that you begin to connect with your thoughts and emotions, uncovering what's truly driving you. In these reflective moments, ask yourself meaningful questions. What do you want to ignite? What brings you joy? What frustrates or drains you? These questions may seem simple, but the answers can be profound. They reveal the priorities, values, and desires that may have been buried under the noise of daily life. And don't be afraid of the discomfort these questions may bring. Reflection often unearths truths that are hard to face, like realizing you've been pursuing goals that don't align with your values or that you've allowed fear to dictate your decisions. Embrace this discomfort because it's a sign you're growing. Reflection isn't just about asking questions, also about listening. In a world that glorifies constant action, listening to yourself can feel unnatural. But your inner voice has been there all along, waiting for you to tune in. It may not be loud and it may not provide instant answers, but it holds the wisdom you need. Listening requires patience. You might sit in silence and feel nothing at first. That's okay. The act of showing up and creating space is already a step in the right direction. Over time, as you become more comfortable with stillness, that inner voice will grow clearer. One of the challenges of creating space for reflection is overcoming the guilt of doing nothing. Society often equates busyness with productivity, making it hard to justify taking time for yourself. But reflection isn't nothing. It's the foundation for intentional action. When you slow down to reflect, you're not being all, you're preparing yourself to move forward with clarity and purpose. It's the equivalent of sharpening an axe before cutting down a tree. The time you spend reflecting will save you from wasting energy on pursuits that don't align with your goals. Another important aspect of creating space for reflection is minimizing distractions. This means setting boundaries with your time and energy. Turn off your phone or put it on airplane mode. Close your laptop. Let others know you're unavailable during this time. Distractions pull you away from the depth of thought required for meaningful reflection. By creating an environment free from interruptions, you give yourself the best chance to connect with your inner thoughts. Reflection can take many forms, so it's important to find what works for you. For some, it might be journaling, where you write down your thoughts and feelings to process them more clearly. For others, it might be meditation, sitting in stillness and focusing on your breath. Some people reflect best while moving, like walking in nature or exercising. Experiment with different methods until you find the one that feels most natural and effective for you. Reflection isn't just about looking inward. It's also about looking forward. As you uncover your values, desires, and priorities, think about how they can guide your future decisions. What steps can you take to align your life with what matters most to you? This forward-thinking aspect of reflection turns insight into action, helping you move closer to a life filled with clarity and purpose. Creating space for reflection is an ongoing process. It's not something you do once and forget. Life changes, and so do you. New challenges, opportunities, and experiences will arise, requiring you to recalibrate and refocus. By making reflection a regular practice, you ensure that you stay connected to your purpose, no matter what life throws your way. In the end, creating space for reflection is one of the most empowering things you can do. It gives you the clarity to see what truly matters, the courage to face uncomfortable truths, and the wisdom to make intentional choices. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. When you take the time to reflect, you're not just living, you're living with purpose. And that makes all the difference. Finding clarity and purpose requires honesty, raw, unfiltered honesty with yourself. It's not easy. It's not glamorous, but it's essential. Too often, people avoid looking in the mirror because they're afraid of what they'll see. They sugarcoat their reality or bury the truth beneath excuses and distractions. But when you're not honest with yourself, you're building your life on a shaky foundation. To find true clarity, you have to strip away the layers of denial, fear, and justification and face your reality head on. The first step in being honest with yourself is acknowledging where you are. Take a good hard look at your life right now. What's working? What's not? Are you happy with the path you're on? Are your actions aligning with your values and goals? These questions might be uncomfortable, but they're necessary. You can't make meaningful changes if you're not willing to admit where you're falling short. Pretending everything is fine or blaming external circumstances won't get you anywhere. Growth starts with truth. Honesty also means confronting the patterns and habits that are holding you back. Maybe you've been procrastinating on your dreams because you're scared of failure. Maybe you've been settling for less than you deserve because it feels safer than risking disappointment. Whatever the case, you need to call yourself out. Identify the behaviors, beliefs, and excuses that are keeping you stuck. It's not about beating yourself up, it's about taking responsibility. When you own your shortcomings, you take back the power to change them. Another important aspect of honesty is recognizing when you're living for others instead of yourself. Are you pursuing goals because they truly matter to you or because you think they'll impress someone else? Are you saying yes to things out of obligation, even when they drain you? Being honest means letting go of the expectations and opinions of others. It means choosing a path that feels authentic to you, even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else. Being honest with yourself also involves acknowledging your fears. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to clarity and purpose. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, or that change is too hard. But fear only has power when you ignore it. When you shine a light on your fears, they lose their grip. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What's the worst that could happen if I face this fear? You might realize that the thing you're avoiding isn't as scary as you thought. Honesty doesn't stop at identifying problems. It also means recognizing your strengths and potential. Too often, people downplay their abilities or let self-doubt cloud their vision. But clarity comes when you give yourself credit for what you're capable of. Take stock of your skills, your achievements, and the qualities that make you unique. Be honest about the greatness within you. You can't step into your purpose if you don't believe you're worthy of it. As you practice honesty, you'll start to notice a shift. Things that once felt unclear will come into focus. You'll see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You'll feel a sense of empowerment because you're no longer hiding from the truth. Honesty clears the clutter from your mind and paves the way for intentional action. It gives you the clarity to see what needs to change and the courage to take the first step. But honesty isn't a one-time thing, it's a lifelong practice. Life will constantly throw new challenges and decisions your way. To stay aligned with your purpose, you need to check in with yourself regularly. Ask, am I still on the right path? Have I slipped into old patterns? Is this choice serving my values and goals? By staying honest with yourself, you ensure that you're always moving in a direction of growth and fulfillment. It's also important to remember that honesty doesn't mean perfection. You're going to mess up. You're going to have moments where you fall short of your standards. That's okay. Being honest with yourself means acknowledging your mistakes without judgment and using them as opportunities to learn. It's about progress, not perfection. And here's the thing, honesty takes courage. It's not easy to admit when you've been wrong, when you're scared, or when you're not living up to your potential. But that courage is what separates those who live with clarity and purpose from those who don't. It's what allows you to break free from the limitations you've placed on yourself and step into the life you're meant to live. When you embrace honesty, you unlock the door to clarity and purpose. You stop pretending, stop hiding, and start living authentically. You see yourself and your life for what they truly are, flaws, strengths, and all. And from that place of truth, you can build something real, something meaningful, something that aligns with the deepest parts of who you are. That's the power of honesty. And it's a power that will guide you every step of the way. Clarity and purpose are not things you can think your way into. They require action. Taking small intentional steps is where the transformation begins. So many people get stuck in their heads, overthinking every decision, analyzing every possibility, waiting for the perfect moment to start. But the truth is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. Clarity isn't something that magically appears, it's something you create by moving forward. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to discovering what you're meant to do and who you're meant to be. Action is where theory becomes reality. You can spend hours thinking about your dreams, but until you act on them, they remain just ideas. Taking action doesn't mean you need to have everything figured out. It doesn't mean you need a flawless plan or guaranteed success. It simply means starting. Even if the step feels insignificant, even if it's imperfect, it's movement, it's momentum. And that momentum is what leads to clarity. When you take action, you gain something that no amount of planning can give you: experience. You begin to see what works and what doesn't. You learn about your strengths and weaknesses. You uncover passions you didn't know you had and pathways you never considered. Clarity is a process of discovery. And discovery only happens when you engage with the world. Sitting on the sidelines, stuck in analysis paralysis, will never give you the insight that action provides. Taking small steps is powerful because it removes the pressure to have everything figured out from the beginning. Often people get overwhelmed by the enormity of their goals. They look at the finish line and feel paralyzed, how far away it seems. But you don't have to figure out the entire journey today. Focus on what you can do right now in this moment. Maybe it's writing down your goals. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who inspires you. Maybe it's dedicating 30 minutes to learning a new skill. Whatever it is, take that step, then take another and another. Before you know it, those small steps add up to significant progress. The beauty of action is that it also builds confidence. Each time you take a step, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you're capable of making things happen. You begin to trust yourself more. You stop doubting your ability to create change and start believing in your potential. That confidence fuels more action, creating a positive cycle of growth and progress. But let's be real, taking action isn't always easy. Fear will try to hold you back. It will tell you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that you'll fail. But here's the thing, fear doesn't disappear by waiting. It only shrinks when you face it head on. Action is the antidote to fear. The more you do, the less power fear is over you. Start small, even if you're scared, especially if you're scared. Every time you act despite your fear, you weaken its grip on you. Another challenge people face when taking action is the fear of making the wrong choice. But here's the truth. There's no such thing as a wrong step when it comes to finding your purpose. Every action you take teaches you something valuable, even if it doesn't lead exactly where you expect it. Mistakes are not failures, they're lessons. They give you clarity by showing you what doesn't work so you can adjust your course and keep moving forward. Taking action also means being consistent. It's not about doing something big once and then stopping. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is what turns small steps into lasting change. It's what transforms vague dreams into concrete results. Purpose isn't found in a single moment of inspiration. It's built through daily effort and commitment. And don't underestimate the power of celebrating small wins along the way. Each step you take, no matter how small, is worth acknowledging. It's easy to focus on how far you still have to go, but don't forget to recognize how far you've already come. Celebrating your progress keeps you motivated and reminds you that your efforts are paying off. The most important thing to remember is that action creates clarity. You don't have to have all the answers to get started. Start where you are with what you have and do what you can. Trust the process. Trust that each step you take will reveal the next. Clarity and purpose are not destinations, they're journeys. And the only way to move forward on that journey is to take action one step at a time. Clarity and purpose are not about perfection. Many people delay their journey because they feel they must have everything perfectly aligned before they start. They wait for the ideal circumstances, the flawless plan, or the guarantee of success. But the reality is, waiting for perfection is a trap. It keeps you stuck, constantly second-guessing yourself and afraid of making mistakes. Clarity and purpose are born out of the journey itself, the messy, imperfect, sometimes chaotic process of growth. The idea that you must be perfect before taking action is one of the greatest myths holding people back. Life is full of twists, turns, and unexpected challenges. No one has it all figured out, no matter how polished their life may look from the outside. Expecting perfection from yourself sets an impossible standard. And when you inevitably fall short, it can lead to frustration and self-doubt. So striving for perfection, focus on progress. Each step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to your purpose. Mistakes and setbacks are an inevitable part of the journey, but they are not failures. They are opportunities to learn, grow, and refine your path. When you embrace the idea that mistakes are a natural part of life, you free yourself from the fear of making them. You begin to see setbacks not as signs of inadequacy, but as valuable lessons. Every mistake teaches you something about yourself, what works, what doesn't, and what you need to adjust moving forward. Embracing imperfection also means accepting that you won't always have all the answers. There will be moments of uncertainty, confusion, and doubt. This is normal. Purpose isn't something you discover overnight. It's a process of exploration and discovery. It's okay not to know exactly where you're going at every moment. What matters is that you keep moving, even if the path isn't perfectly clear. Clarity often comes through the act of moving forward, not before it. One of the greatest gifts of embracing imperfection is that it allows you to be kinder to yourself. When you stop demanding perfection, you give yourself permission to be human. You recognize that it's okay to make mistakes, to struggle, and to stumble. This self-compassion is crucial because it keeps you from getting stuck in a cycle of self-criticism and defeat. When you approach yourself with kindness and understanding, you're better equipped to bounce back from setbacks and continue pursuing your purpose. Imperfection also makes you more relatable and authentic. People are drawn to those who are honest about their struggles and imperfections. When you share your challenges and the lessons you've learned from them, you inspire others to do the same. Your journey, with all its ups and downs, becomes a source of encouragement for those around you. It shows them that they too can pursue their purpose without needing to be perfect. The pursuit of purpose is not a straight line. It's a winding road filled with detours, obstacles, and unexpected turns. But these detours often lead to the most meaningful experiences. The moments when things don't go as planned are often the moments when you grow the most. They force you to adapt, to think creatively, and to find strength you didn't know you had. These challenges shape you into the person you're meant to be. Another key aspect of embracing imperfection is learning to let go of control. Many people try to control every aspect of their journey, believing that if they can just plan enough, they can avoid mistakes and setbacks. But life doesn't work that way. No matter how much you plan, there will always be elements outside your control. Learning to adapt and flow with life's uncertainties is a crucial skill. It allows you to stay open to new possibilities and opportunities even when they don't align with your original plan. Embracing the journey also means celebrating small victories along the way. Too often, people focus solely on the end goal and overlook the progress they've made. But every step forward, no matter how small, is worth celebrating. These small victories remind you that you're moving in the right direction. They keep you motivated and give you the energy to keep going, even when the road gets tough. Ultimately, the journey of finding clarity and purpose is about growth, not perfection. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, not a flawless version. It's about learning, adapting, and evolving as you move forward. Each step, each mistake, and each lesson brings you closer to your purpose. When you let go of the need for perfection, you open yourself up to the full richness of the journey. You allow yourself to experience life fully, with all its beauty and complexity. So embrace the journey, embrace the messiness, the mistakes, and the uncertainty. You know that it's all part of the process. You don't have to be perfect to find your purpose. You just have beliefs of the people around you shape your reality. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, or complacency, it's going to seep into your own mindset. You might start second guessing yourself, doubting your potential, or settling for less than you're capable of. On the other hand, when you're surrounded by people who believe in you, push you to do better, and inspire you to grow, that energy becomes contagious. You start to see possibilities where you once saw obstacles, and you gain the confidence to pursue your dreams. Choosing the right circle starts with evaluating your current relationships. Take a close look at the people in your life. Are they supporting your growth? Or are they holding you back? Are they helping you move closer to your purpose? Or are they distracting you from it? These can be tough questions to ask, but they're necessary. Not everyone in your life will be aligned with your journey, and that's okay. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means they may not be the right fit for where you're going. It's also important to recognize that not all relationships are meant to last forever. Some people are in your life for a season, and their role is to teach you something or help you grow in a specific way. But as you evolve and move closer to your purpose, you may outgrow certain relationships. This can be painful, but it's a natural part of growth. Holding on to relationships that no longer serve you can keep you stuck in the past and prevent you from stepping into your future. Once you've identified the relationships that aren't serving you, it's time to seek out those that will. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. Look for individuals who are on a similar path or who have achieved the kind of success you're striving for. These people don't have to be perfect, but they should embody the qualities you admire and want to cultivate in yourself. Finding the right circle doesn't mean you have to cut everyone else out of your life completely. It's not about burning bridges or isolating yourself. It's about prioritizing your time and energy. You can still maintain relationships with people who may not fully align with your purpose, but you need to set boundaries. Make sure that the majority of your time and energy is spent with those who uplift and empower you. One of the most valuable types of relationships you can cultivate is mentorship. A mentor is someone who has walked the path you're trying to follow and can offer guidance, wisdom, and support. They can help you navigate challenges, avoid pitfalls, and stay focused on your goals. Finding a mentor doesn't mean finding someone who has all the answers. It means finding someone who can share their experiences and help you uncover your own answers. In addition to mentorship, peer relationships are equally important. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who are striving for growth and purpose creates a sense of community and accountability. These are the people who will celebrate your wins, pick you up when you fall, and remind you of your potential when you doubt yourself. Together, you can learn from each other's experiences, share resources, and push each other to new heights. It's also worth noting that the people you surround yourself with don't have to be physically present in your life. Books, podcasts, videos, and other resources created by inspiring individuals can also serve as a form of mentorship and motivation. Even if you don't have access to the people you want to learn from directly, you can still immerse yourself in their wisdom and let their perspective shape your journey. Surrounding yourself with the right people requires vulnerability. It means being open to feedback, willing to ask for help, and unafraid to share your dreams. It can be intimidating to put yourself out there, but it's necessary if you want to build meaningful connections. The people who truly belong in your life will appreciate your authenticity and support your growth. Finally, remember that relationships are a two-way street. It's not just about finding people who can help you, it's about being someone who helps others too. If you're the kind of person who inspires, uplifts, and supports those around you, when you give value to others, you attract people who do the same. Together, you create a powerful network of individuals who are all striving to be their best selves. Your environment shapes you. If you want to find clarity and purpose, you need to surround yourself with people who align with your vision, challenge you to grow, and believe in your potential. The right circle will amplify your strengths, help you overcome your weaknesses, and inspire you to become the person you're meant to be. Finding clarity and purpose requires patience and a commitment to consistency. In a world where instant gratification is the norm, the idea of taking time to build something meaningful can feel foreign. But purpose is not a quick achievement or a fleeting moment of inspiration. It's a journey. It unfolds over time, often in small, incremental steps. Staying patient and consistent is the foundation for success in this process. Patience is about understanding that meaningful growth doesn't happen overnight. It's easy to look at someone who's achieved great things and assume it all came together quickly. But the truth is, behind every success story is a long process of hard work, setbacks, and persistence. Finding your purpose is no different. It requires you to embrace the process and trust that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to where you're meant to be. Consistency is what transforms intention into action. It's about showing up every day even when you don't feel like it. It's about committing to the work, even when progress seems slow or invisible. Purpose isn't something you discover in a single moment. It's something you build through consistent effort. It's the result of the daily choices you make, the habits you cultivate, and the persistence you show in the face of challenges. When you're consistent, you create momentum. Each small step builds on the one before it, creating a ripple effect that leads to significant progress over time. It might not feel like much in the moment, but those small actions add up. Whether it's dedicating time to a passion, learning a new skill, or working toward a goal, consistency is what keeps you moving forward. Without it, even the best intentions remain unfulfilled. Patience and consistency also help you navigate the inevitable challenges and setbacks that come with pursuing clarity and purpose. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when progress feels slow, or when you question whether you're on the right path. These moments can be discouraging, but they're also opportunities to grow. Patience allows you to keep going, even when the results aren't immediate. Consistency ensures that you stay committed, even when the journey gets tough. One of the most powerful aspects of patience is that it shifts your focus from the outcome to the process. When you're overly fixated on the end result, it's easy to feel frustrated or overwhelmed if you're not there yet. But when you embrace the process, you start to appreciate the journey itself. You find joy in the small wins, the lessons learned, and the growth that comes from showing up every day. Purpose is not just about reaching a destination, it's about becoming the person you're meant to be along the way. Staying consistent requires discipline. It's about doing the work even when you don't feel motivated. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. It's about creating habits and routines that align with your goals and sticking to them no matter what. Over time, this discipline becomes second nature, making it easier to stay on track. Patience also means giving yourself grace. Finding clarity and purpose is a deeply personal journey. It's not always a straight line. There will be detours, mistakes, and moments of uncertainty. It's important to be kind to yourself during these times. Growth takes time, and it's okay to not have all the answers right away. Trust that every experience, even the challenging ones, is part of the process. One of the biggest challenges of staying patient and consistent is resisting the urge to compare yourself to others. It's easy to look at someone else's journey and feel like you're falling behind. But comparison is a distraction. Everyone's path is different, and what works for someone else might not work for you. Instead of focusing on where others are, focus on your own progress. Celebrate your own milestones and trust that your journey is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. Another key to staying consistent is setting realistic goals. Break your larger purpose into smaller, manageable steps. When your goals are clear and achievable, it's easier to stay consistent because you can see the progress you're making. Each small win gives you the motivation to keep going, building momentum that propels you forward. Finally, surround yourself with reminders of why you started. Whether it's a vision board or journal or a supportive community, these reminders help you stay connected to your purpose, especially during challenging times. They keep your focus on the bigger picture and remind you that every step you take is part of a greater journey. Patience and consistency are not always easy, but they are essential. They allow you to navigate the ups and downs of the journey with resilience and determination. They help you stay grounded, focused, and committed to your purpose, even when the road ahead feels uncertain. Trust the process, embrace the journey, and know that every small step you take is bringing you closer to clarity and purpose you're seeking.